Zip and the Mick, and that's what we do. We talk sports, and then we talk other shit too. So let's get right into it. As you can tell, my background is a little bit different from other previous episodes
I see you.
because I need to let the boys rest, man.
Yeah.
They got to the national championship, and then they fucking shit the bed.
Mm.
So, did you watch that game?
Yeah, I watched it, man. Yeah, I watched
Okay.
it.
I
It was.
was I'm sorry. I'm still a bit
It's all right,
verklempt
man.
when I just start discussing it. So,
It's okay, man.
but they're always going to be set in stone because this was going to be the first college football playoff ever, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a trivia question.
Yeah.
Who was the team that won, but who did they play?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so Notre Dame gets there, and dude, I was so hyped after that first drive. But then I realized what that first drive was, and I was like, "Oh shit, we're fucked." They Ohio State. I mean, if anyone watched the game, Notre Dame received the ball. They worked their way all the way down the field and score a touchdown. But it was a whole lot of Riley Leonard and a lot of called plays for him to run the ball too. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
broken down defense or whatever, and he's having to scramble and run. That happened a couple times,
Yeah.
but dude, and then I was like, "Oh my god, they just figured this out." I say us, but they just
Mm-hmm.
figured out Notre Dame. You make fucking Riley Leonard throw the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and you win the game. And the only hope was that the defense or the special teams could make big plays,
Mm-hmm.
and it just didn't happen. And so,
I mean, it was a
cheers,
tough one, man. It was.
cilantro, Notre
It was.
Dame.
It would have been a hard one for me to watch, man. If I was a Notre Dame fan, like I thought it was going to be a better game than that, but like I didn't think it was going to turn into what it turned into. But look, man, like that the thing you gotta be happy about, man. Just look at it was a true number one and true number two. That's what I
Yeah.
felt. Those two teams were the true number one, true number two, man. And
I mean, they beat everyone that was in front of them. That's why
mm-hmm,
I don't understand. People are like, "Oh, we need to go back to,"
mm-hmm,
and I say people, this is just stories I come across on Twitter and fucking
mm-hmm,
Facebook and shit. People just like, we need to go back to the old way. Like, we were all complaining about the old way so
mm-hmm.
much that they changed it. That's what happened. Like, we need a playoff. And then the teams that they didn't want got there and they're like, oh, fuck that. No, we need to
Yeah,
go back.
I think it's going to be like it needs. I think it's fine the way it is. It just needs some tweaking. It needs some tweaking. Like it
Yeah.
definitely needs some tweaking. But
They're
I
going
like
to,
the format. I like because you could have some potentially good football, man. Like
yeah.
seriously.
And Jimmy, it's that's what's going to happen. They're gonna get better. Like they got to work some bugs out. They've seen that. I mean, some teams. I'm not going to say some because I didn't think it was that bad the way it
Mm-hmm.
was set up this year, the way it played out.
I mean,
I'm
there's
not
some
upset.
teams. There were some teams that shouldn't have been there, man. Like, we
But
got to
Jimmy, the
eliminate
first
that
ones
bad
out
football.
or aren't the first ones out always talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
like that? Like, well, they should never been there in the first place. It should
yeah.
have been this team.
Well,
That's always going to be
these teams
unless
really
there's like
shouldn't
a
have been
huge
there.
upset, right?
You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So I mean, if one of the lower ranked teams that like
Mm-hmm.
squeezed by to get in there, and then they get beat by a better team, and everyone will be like, "Oh, they all lose."
Well, what happened this year,
It
man? There
doesn't
was
make
so much
sense.
bad football, man. There was seriously so much bad football. You know what I mean? There was a
Yeah,
lot of teams that you saw it. Like there was about to be three lost teams that almost made it to the playoffs. There's definitely two lost teams that were in the playoffs. You know
but
what I
they
mean? So,
didn't. Yeah, they didn't, and I
uh,
think that's what upset some people. We've
uh,
talked about that in the
yeah, I
past
mean, I'm happy
because
they didn't make it.
Alabama didn't make it.
Come on, man. Like, come on.
Yeah,
But I mean, like we said the whole thing all this year about the teams that we were talking about. Like you said, man, like there are certain teams that I felt all year that didn't play anybody. I knew what the outcome was going to be,
yeah,
and Notre Dame wasn't one of them, but there was definitely SMU, Boise State, like even Oregon. Oregon had that good game
yeah.
against, against Ohio State, but then they had a rematch, and you saw what happened, man. Like this is, I don't know, man. Like,
I think. I think in the future, of course, everyone's going to start adapting and changing now
Mm-hmm.
because now that the way the playoffs are set up, they're seeing how to get in, and then so I think your scheduling is going to come into play now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far down the road they are already in scheduling. I would assume that they've
Come on,
agreed
girl.
to allow them to remap their games or whatever because I don't know if we're going to see a lot more of college teams scheduling these weak ass schools
Mm-hmm.
because I mean it's really I don't know, Jimmy. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know where college football is going because there's so many factors. As soon as I start talking about one thing, I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's the nil.
Mm-hmm.
You factor in the nil, and it should right itself as like a ship. But damn, dude, I don't know. Like, I do schools start scheduling non-conference easy teams and then just because it's going to be win your conference. That's what
Mm-hmm.
everyone is screaming for. So Notre
Mm-hmm.
Dame's going to be forced to join a conference, and that'll happen. But then
But
nobody can say anything.
but
Go ahead.
your 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 AD pretty much said that's not happening. Your man in charge, the man that makes that decision was like, I don't see the the general necessity why we need to. After this year, he was like, we don't need to. He's like, the only thing that hurts us is that we won't have that bye week. We're gonna always
Yeah,
have to play. Like that other than that, but he was like, but everybody that had the bye week, and he's not lying. He said it.
yeah,
He
well,
said they all lost. So he's like, I'm okay with not having a bye week. He's like,
yeah,
so
yeah. It's one of those things. Like these kids are used to getting hit on a weekly basis.
mm-hmm.
And then, it's like built into your mind when you can start resting. And if
I
you
don't think
rest
it's
for
just
too
that.
long,
I think it's connection that the receiver has with the quarterback, what the quarterback has with offensive line. You get what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
once you, yeah, like I think
you
it's
stay
the
in
whole team in
motion
general. Yeah, I think it's the whole team in general.
because during I've never played college football, but I would
Mm-hmm.
assume that like during the season, you're very regimented about your days. It's Mondays or this
What
is
is that? She's over here. She's over here nibbling at my back. I'm like, what are you doing,
it's
man?
great.
Like,
Mine's passed out on the floor in front of me.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's very regimented. It's very structured.
Mm-hmm.
So when you throw in that bye week, it really just okay. You got downtime. You got downtime, and maybe those kids like relax a little bit too much. Some I'm not saying all, but maybe
Yeah.
some do, and it's hard to get right back into that.
Yeah.
The next week, and an even probably more important game now because of if you're getting a bye
Well,
week here.
just think about like this. You get a week off. Like if you get a week off, you're gonna do college shit. You're gonna go to parties. You're gonna all these new kids, these young kids, they're gonna be Call of Duty. You know what I mean? They're gonna be Madden 2K. They're gonna be doing something where it takes their focus off. What
Yeah.
they need to be concentrating on. I mean, other people are pretty much getting a free practice, and you're over there just taking a light, doing fucking keg stands. You know
Oh
what
yeah.
I mean? So, I mean, there's that.
Dude, I don't know if I sound sick or not,
You
but I'm
sound
still coming
congested,
off.
man.
Yeah.
You sound, yeah.
Dude, the last night my oldest daughter ended up having to go to the ER because she
Goodness.
couldn't, yeah, dude, for throwing up. Stacy had to come back because she had the Jeep and
Mm-hmm.
all the ice and shit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She came back, picked her up, took her to the ER, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Corona or not Corona, COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
I almost said coronavirus. Remember that? Whatever happened to that?
I was like,
Damn
shit, they got a
Mexicans.
new one. I was like, shit, they got a new one, man. They got a
There's a
fucking
new
new
Corona.
one.
You're like,
Coronavirus.
is this one like 96 calories? Is that
Mm-hmm.
like a Corona? No, but yeah. So COVID and that norovirus shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? So apparently, it's all the blame's coming down on me because
Yeah.
I started going back to the gym. I
Yeah.
went back to the gym, and when I came home, like everyone was getting sick.
Uh,
Starting with me, I thought I
yeah.
was just really hungover the other
Yeah.
day. No, it turns
Yeah.
out I had this shit. I
Yeah,
was like,
man,
I
it's
was
bad,
wondering
dude.
why I was.
Dude, it's fucking bad. I don't wish it on nobody.
I
Like,
never
especially,
actually, I never actually threw up, but I was getting
yeah.
bouts of like nausea
Mm-hmm.
and then the diarrhea.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, you.
Great content.
I don't want to jump
Yeah.
into. Remember when I told
Remember, let me tell you about my toilet paper.
you? I was saying with that fog, was it you I was talking to about the
Yeah.
conspiracy theory about the
Yeah.
fog?
Uh-huh.
Like the fog was going to carry some type of
Yeah.
virus
Well,
that was
that's what
made from
everybody
it,
was talking about. And then
and
they
that
said
the
it
cold
snowed.
spell was going to activate it,
That's what
and
everybody said.
everyone
Yeah.
was going to get fucking sick.
Yeah.
And the first cold spell didn't work. The first, remember, it was a couple weeks
Mm-hmm.
ago, and then they're like, "Nah, send another one," and now everyone's getting fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Back
Yeah.
to football.
It was good shit.
Yeah, back to football. Jimmy, hit me with your next topic. Let's get off Notre Dame.
Shit. Since we're
Uh,
still talking a little
cheers,
bit.
boys.
Yeah.
Cilantro to Notre
Yeah.
Dame. It
Yeah.
was
So, shit.
they put up a good fight.
Let's talk about fucking the whole Belichick situation, man. Like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about not just the contract situation with Belichick, but have you silently been watching what's going to fucking North Carolina?
No, I need you to tell me.
Dude, they got some players, man. They got like top ESPN top 300 quarterback going there. Like fucking the kid. Let me tell you this kid's stats, dude. This kid's coming out of high school, right? He plays 2 years of football. It's just 2 years stats worth. So I don't know
Out of
what
where?
he was. Forsyth High School. I don't even know what the fuck is that, man. Like I don't. I
Oh.
have no. It's some random fucking
Fuck you.
high school somewhere. I probably should research that. But
Yeah.
this. Oh, somebody opened my front door. I was like, hold on.
We're about to get views. We're about to get views.
but but this dude, like in 2 years, he probably played basketball or something, whatever. But like in 2 years,
Like
this
Tony Gonzalez.
yeah, this kid's a quarterback and had like 6,600 yards in 2 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like the average, they said something like 32, 3,300, 32 and some change a year, over
I
3,000.
mean, okay, if he's a number one,
I
a
don't think he's
solid
number
group.
one. He's top 300 though.
Okay, well, top 300.
Top
That could
300.
be from
So
fucking
yeah,
anywhere then. I was like,
yeah, he's
Jesus.
just
They're
top
like,
300. But I mean, those numbers alone, brother, like, yo, those
yeah,
numbers alone is something special. Like that's crazy. Like 3,000 like that in 2 years of balling. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that just lets you know that he just sat the bench for 2 years, probably, or he played a different sport because
Or
he's
just
not.
was sitting and learning, dude.
Yeah,
It's the move.
yeah.
It's the movie. Fucking what was it? What is it? Friday? Is it not? It's not Friday Night Lights. It's the I Don't Want Your Life.
Don't lick my ear.
What? Which movie is that?
Oh, you're talking about Friday Night Lights, man.
Is it Friday Night
Yeah,
Lights? The I Don't Want Your
yeah.
Life.
I don't want your life. Where you throw the
Yeah.
ring out. Yeah, Tim McGraw. Yeah, that's Tim McGraw. That
Yeah.
was Tim
Okay.
McGraw.
Yeah.
His drunk daddy. His drunk daddy was Tim McGraw.
I was watching that movie the other day,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's the kind of same
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
This kid was sitting behind Paul Walker for 2
Mhm.
years.
And then went to work.
Yeah, dude. I- all right, to reference that movie again, did you realize how quickly Paul Walker's girlfriend turned on him?
Yeah, kind
Like
of.
as soon as she found out he probably was never gonna play football
Yeah.
again. I mean, not even that. I think just like his season was over,
Mm-hmm.
and like she's already getting on freaking Dawson's Creek over there.
Oh no, you're
Like,
talking about man. No, you're talking about the other one. That ain't Friday Night Lights. Oh, you're talking about
come on,
yeah,
yeah, I
Dawson
don't want
Creek.
your
Dawson
life.
Creek, dude.
They go to the strip club. The teacher is a
Yeah,
stripper.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues. There it is,
Got it.
dude. That had me. That had me. I'm glad you got it, brother. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, great movie. Great
Yeah.
football movie. If you get a chance, watch Varsity Blues. Followed up with Remember the Titans. You know,
Absolutely.
maybe throw in a little Brian song, for a good hard tearjerker.
That's sad, man. That's a sad movie.
Yeah. Speaking of Jets, you see they hired a fucking head coach, huh?
Yeah, I saw that.
we're hopping to NFL. But yeah, that's cool.
Well, no, I wasn't done, man. They got a lot of people that they got players going to that school, man. They got the number one cornerback. Like they're stacked.
To UNC.
I'm talking about they're stacked.
Yeah.
They are bringing a lot of
It's just
talent to fucking. But he hasn't even signed his fucking.
it's
He
just
hasn't.
that it's Jimmy, it's what I was saying
He
before.
hasn't signed
It's
his
the
contract
name,
yet.
his name attached to the university is
Yeah,
just sprawling
but dude,
all this
he
fucking
ain't signed a
talent.
contract yet.
It doesn't matter to
He ain't
them.
signed a fucking contract yet. Like that's like why like nobody's talking about that. He accepted a job well over a month ago, man,
He's still
and
negotiating.
he signed a proposal. He agreed on the money. He agreed on everything. Like he agreed on the money. He agreed
Well,
on like I don't.
and somebody's getting
What
lazy
it
with the write up.
no, what it is that he's sitting there seeing what NFL teams come open. He might have an NFL job. That's why I think he did the proposal, man. Like that's the only thing that makes sense why he hasn't signed yet. Why haven't you
Okay,
signed?
well,
You know what I mean?
if that's if that's if come
Come on.
spilling over there, let
It's
me
all
get it.
right, man. You gonna grab it, man.
If that's what happens,
Yeah.
are you mad at Belichick?
No, no,
Okay,
no. I'm not.
I
But
was about
like,
to say because I was like,
why? Because all these kids are coming there, man. No matter what.
right?
Like, dude, like he has the number one offensive lineman coming there. Like Belichick personally talked to that dude and got him to fucking pretty much come there.
I mean,
Fucking
dude,
you
if,
got
if Belichick personally talks
yeah.
to you,
You got
you're
the number
fucking going,
one
dude. You're fucking going.
yeah. You got the top person, not just his cornerback. You got the top player that I feel that went to the portal was that cornerback, Dixon. That kid's something special, man. Like I think that kid gonna be something special. Defensive player wise. I just like defensive players, man. Like I'm all about defense. They win
Yeah,
championships. But yeah, like that shit.
you
That's
would know as a Dallas
yeah.
fan. And
Mm, mm, mm,
sorry, I got to take my
mm.
shots when I see them.
Damn. They
But
can't
yeah,
stop.
so
Dallas can't stop the run, man. 300 yards, people run on us.
we'll get to
Like I
them here in a
said,
minute. We'll get to
defense
them.
win championships. Man.
So Belichick, okay, has not signed a
It,
contract with
no,
UNC. His
just a
name is
proposal.
attached. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
just a
he's gonna
proposal.
sign. It's like one of those things. So
Mhm.
maybe he is feeling out the NFL.
Yeah, because
And
think about it. Because if he signed that contract, this is what happens. If he signed that contract, whatever NFL team that grabs him has to pay that $10 million, $13 million.
oh
They have,
shit, that
yeah,
ain't
but
nothing.
like that he's trying to not. That's why I said that he's trying to go after the NFL. That's
Yeah,
why he hasn't signed it yet. You know
and
what I
these
mean?
yeah, and also like I'm thinking about the kids, like they're going there, and then they're like,
Hmm.
"Oh fuck!" Like Belichick left, like he goes and gets the Titans job or some shit.
Yeah.
But I don't ever see that happening.
Oh,
But I mean, there's nothing stopping these guys
mm,
right now from entering the transfer portal.
again,
I got it.
my man. I'm
I
so
had to
proud of
slow
you.
it down.
I'm so proud of you right now, man. I am so fucking proud of you right now.
Oh,
There
fucking
goes the
alien.
F bomb. My bad. There goes the F bomb. But I'm proud. I'm so proud.
So I mean, these guys can hit. These guys can hit the
Yeah.
transfer portal,
Yeah, I think
and
they
I mean
will.
they're gonna be right near the SEC in UNC. So why
Hmm.
not?
Yeah.
See, I still think of the. I seriously think of the portal as an actual portal. Like as soon as they join it, they're like, whoop, they're in USC. Like, okay, they can just go from here. They can just take a bus to LSU or something. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm weird like that.
No, that's all right,
Yeah.
man. Ain't weird as this dog licking my hands. Like I got
Yeah.
like puppies.
Speaking of the transfer portal, did
Come
you
on.
see the Eastern Carolina punter?
Yeah.
Yeah. He entered the portal at 32 years old. He's the oldest person in fucking college football.
Yeah.
He's
32 years old. How crazy is that?
that dude. I mean that's kind of weird
Mhm.
to a point. Like the locker room scene's kind of
I
weird.
just that dude probably living in a dorm, man. Did you want a 32-year-old hanging out with your 19, 20-year-old? You know
No,
what I mean?
dude.
Like
No,
that's what I'm saying.
no, I mean he's clearly a senior or whatever. He's living off campus or
Is he?
whatever. But
Is he? He's a
well,
punter. He's a
Dude,
funny
I you
dude.
know what I found out today that the colleges have like little areas set aside for students with children and whatever, and like families.
Oh shit, I didn't even
Yeah,
know
for
that.
like foreign students,
Yeah,
whatever, and, graduate students that have families or some shit. Yeah, dude. So they could be living in those little neighborhoods or whatnot. But
that's pretty cool.
yeah, right. I was like, yeah, but I'm talking about the locker room, man.
Hmm.
Like, you played sports as a
Yeah.
teenager? Like, your conversations were. I
Different.
don't want to go too deep, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the locker room talk.
It's
That's where the
exactly what it
term
was.
came.
Locker room
Yeah,
talk. That's what it was. You
but
said things.
you're a 32-year-old male in there, like, and I don't know, man. It's just kind of like
It's just.
creepy that you still want to be in there.
But
I don't know.
the crazy shit is, man. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe like, I don't know. I don't even
I
know what
don't
to
know the
say on
guy's
that.
secret.
Like, it's just weird. It's just weird. But like,
It's weird, right?
I mean, it's just weird, man. Because
Think
the
about
first
it
thing I
like
popped up, I was like, he's that guy. Like it was in Dazed and Confused, man. He's that guy. Uh,
you know what I like about them high school girls? I get older.
they say the
Yeah.
same age.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
it's
what it
just a
reminds
little
me
bit
of.
creepy.
It's kind of
Yeah,
creepy.
even being on campus.
Kind of
Like
creepy.
you're so you're around like very young 18, 19-year-old girls and boys. It just seems kind of odd, bro. Like I don't want to assume to know the guy's
Hey, look,
situation.
he probably don't
He,
even stay on post. Got married and kids, and
yeah,
had a
but I mean, you still
had a
got to go
full
to
time
class.
job. Had a full time job at one time, being
You still
32.
got to go to class. The guy's
Yeah,
on campus.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Unique.
yeah. It's just. I don't know. It kind of seemed kind of weird to me. He just walked around, just offering to buy people
Come on, man.
alcohol.
Yeah, give
Hey,
me my money.
you want me to buy you some beer?
Yeah.
And the guy looks like he's got long hair.
Yeah.
I don't know. He may be foreign. There's a lot of foreigners,
Mm,
like
nothing wrong with that.
Australians that come over and then get an American education for some reason,
Come on,
and they're like, "Oh, all I got to do is kick a ball. You
because it's
guys don't
cheap.
even hit me."
Because they get scholarships and stuff, man. It's cheaper. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'm all for it, dude. Fuck them. Like, I don't care. It's
I
not
want
my
a
money.
scholarship.
I don't think. Is it?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not paying for a college student's education, am I?
no.
Not scholarships. So
No,
yeah,
I don't know how that works, dude, to be
me
honest with you. I don't
neither.
know if the school does it or if it's like, if they would like, the federal government was giving out scholarships, they have federal government grants or something. I can understand that. But
I
like,
just assume it's like
most
the school
scholarships are
just
ran through the
doesn't bill
school.
you. That's all it is.
Yeah, the scholarships are ran through the school most times. So the school
Yeah.
pays for it, I guess. I don't know. Like,
Uh,
actually,
that feels like you're being an
the people are
indentured
going
slave
there paying for
or indentured servant.
it. I
Kind
don't know.
of, like,
Hmm.
hey, look, you can hang out here, but you got to do certain things for us.
Oh yeah, what kind of things, John boy?
I don't know, man. That's what those little those
Little
fucking
what?
contracts are, or those
Contra. Okay.
scholarships
Oh,
are.
scholarship.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, because
I
you're
thought we are
held.
going. I thought we are going
You,
somewhere else with this.
you are given a scholarship
Yes.
based on your potential.
Hmm.
I would assume. I mean, because you show so much potential because you're
Yep.
not as smart as anyway. But then if you fail or you do not meet that expectation,
You
they
got to pay.
fucking all of a sudden you're getting a bill or
Yeah.
you're getting kicked out of school.
Yeah.
Dude,
You'll probably get kicked out and have a bill.
that's kind of fucked up,
Yeah.
bro. Like
I mean, do the right thing, John boy. That's all. There's do the right thing, man.
education should be free, man. It's
It should
fucking
be.
weird.
Look, it's.
Fucking weird.
I'm not even going to say free. I'm saying that it shouldn't be this expensive.
I would rather my like tax dollars go to
It shouldn't be a six figure for a child to come out of
no,
4 year college, get a
no.
4 year degree, and which most places, if you come out of school, you at least need a 4 year to really get a good paying job. Not just get a job, get a good paying job. You know what I
Right?
mean?
Like, where's Jimmy?
It's a
As far as
lot, dude.
education systems go, like teachers make no money all the way up through. I
No,
mean,
none.
even into college, until you get like tenure
Mm-hmm.
professor, then you make, I guess, all right money.
Mm-hmm.
But so why is it so expensive to go to college if the people you're paying to make people smarter? Because that's why you're supposed to go to college.
Because it's still a
Aren't
business.
getting
It's like anything else, man. They found a way to make money from either boosters or like registration,
You want to hear something
new
crazy?
students. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to go into another conspiracy theory thing right
Oh,
quick.
come on, man.
That like there's something wrong
Come on.
when the world's leaders all
Okay.
graduated from like the same like what I think it's 8 colleges.
What?
you know? Yeah,
For real?
yeah, dude. Like look up like where the world leaders have,
Even my
and it's
dog,
all
my dog is
yeah,
taking notes. She's like, "Hold up, what?"
yeah. She's like, whoa, what the fuck we talking about, motherfucker? Yeah,
Go,
dude,
man.
it's crazy. It's crazy. They all go to the same school.
I didn't know that, man. That's insane. I'm gonna look into that, man. I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna look into that.
Okay. All right. Then I'll let you throw another topic at me so I
Come
can get off
on.
this conspiracy theory shit.
So you were trying to head on over to the NFL. Let's go talk about Glenny. Let's go talk
Let's
about
do it.
Glenny.
Let's do it.
My man Glenn.
Wait. I forgot. I was too busy talking. I didn't hear what you said.
Glenn. Aaron Glenn. Aaron
Glenn,
Glenn, brother.
the movie
Aaron.
Glenn Ross, great movie. Al
What?
Pacino, the Baldwin guy, Alec, the one guy who was the pissed off colonel from The Rock.
Mm.
Yeah, you remember him. He was in that. He was a
Oh.
salesman in that. Yeah. Okay, but no, okay, no. I'm sorry. I'm
New York
ripping.
Jets, brother. New
New
York
York
Jets.
Jets.
New York
They
Jets head
have a
coach.
new head coach,
Yeah. Dude,
and
that's
it is the defensive coordinator, I believe, from Detroit.
yes. Solid
Okay.
defense. Like
My first question is Detroit done?
everybody's leaving.
It's a fire sale, dude.
Oh, it gets worse, man. It gets
All these
worse.
coaches have and yeah, because there's I think they lost their offensive coordinator to the Bears, who's
Yeah,
now the head
he's
coach.
gone. Yeah, but
Uh, I mean, and these guys are well deserved for these head
dude,
coach
that
positions.
this is how crazy organizations are ready for new coaches. Like for you to do something what like the Lions did this offseason, you usually got to at least make it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Then you talk about like you're losing personnel before you even get to the big show. Like that's the crazy part, man. But no, it gets bigger than that. So you know that the Jets drafted Glenn, right? In the first round.
no.
In
When?
1995. They drafted
Damn,
him in the first round. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was like.
I was
I was
15
like,
years old.
damn. I was like,
That's why I didn't recognize the name. I was busy thinking about other stuff.
brother, almost I was
Taz.
I was pretty much a senior in high school, man. You know what I mean? Talking about
No.
15, brother. We ain't doing all that. But anyhow, like no, like he was like he said once he became started coaching, he was like, my dream would be go be the head coach for the New York Jets. But it gets
Who the fuck says that?
I,
Who the fuck says
the
that?
person that got drafted by this team. You know what I mean? That's who it is, man. The person.
Okay.
But it gets
Well,
better than that.
good
So
for him. He's showing
so
loyalty to an
the crazy
organization that.
the crazy part
Oh,
is he might take away another person from him. The GM. The GM fucking and him have had a close relationship. You get what I'm saying? So the GM, don't be surprised if that motherfucker, because they don't have a GM. Remember, they're looking for a
oh,
GM too.
yeah, I
Jets
was
are
about to
looking for a
say,
GM.
I wasn't for sure on the
He's
GM
gone.
situation
Yeah,
with
he's
the
gone.
Jets, if they had gotten a new one or
I'm
not.
talking about the
'Cause-
Lions. I'm talking about the Lions GM.
Oh,
Might
okay.
be sliding over.
Huh.
Huh. Yeah.
Huh.
So just think
So,
about that. That's the biggest loss of the Lions. Fuck the coaches. That's the biggest loss, that GM, man. Just think about that one.
okay, but I mean, you can wade in the water for a year or two, depending on your contracts
Mhm.
on your players. you can wade in the water for a year or two with no GM or with a new GM. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've got players in place, like I don't know what the contracts look like for Goff and for Gibbs and for Montgomery and for St. Brown. Dude, how good is this team that I can just rattle off these fucking all
And
pro
who
players?
picked them? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Think about that. Let me tell you like this. Tell you like this. Like, just think about the trade that the Rams did with the Lions, and who presented that trade?
the
The
GM.
GM. And what did he get?
He got
I'll tell you what the Rams got.
they got to
They
a
got
Super
Stafford.
Bowl.
They got Stafford.
They got to a Super Bowl.
They got Stafford.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is that what they got was Gibbs. They got their tight end Laporta. They got Wilson. They got their defensive tackle. Dude, they got like all stars with the draft
Jameson.
picks.
Jameson.
Yeah, he came with
Yeah.
like with the draft picks that they got from the
We'll forget
Rams.
that
Yeah,
bad.
because they got first round like draft picks for 3 years.
Yeah.
Or 2 years. It was 2 years. I think it was 2 years. But
So
yeah,
what I'm
they
saying
built
is,
their whole team, man.
without their GM, you can probably hold on for a year or two as long as your stars are wrapped up in contracts.
Hmm.
But once you start negotiating, you're going to need that
It
GM.
ain't that. It's that you're gonna have players in the next couple of years that's gonna leave. Who's gonna just think about how well of a job this man did that he found the personnel to be able to fill in and make it as far as they made it this season. You know what
So
I'm saying?
how far do you think Detroit goes next year?
That's gonna be different.
Okay,
You can't
let
answer
me
that
set the bar.
because
They set the bar this
yeah,
season. Do they
hmm
get further? Do they get
no,
to the conference
it's gonna
championship?
be hard. That's like all right. So I don't think it's possible because now unless you bring in or promote somebody within that runs the same scheme as the coordinator on the offensive and defensive side. So you got to have somebody with similar because most coaches come in, they change the defense, they change the offense. Most coordinators they're going to do it their way. It's
You know,
like you got to find somebody that has the same to even run the scheme that they're running.
do you think that Detroit keeps up with their offensive scheming as far as their fourth down chances and going for it next year?
I think the head coach is still going
Or
to do that. That's
or do
head.
you
I think the
so
head coach
he
will still do it.
you don't think Dan Campbell dials it down a little bit?
I don't think he would unless it's like ridiculous. But if it's like fourth and one or two, yeah, like he's probably going to go for it. You know what I mean? That's just because him. That's just a relationship with him and his players. That has nothing to do with the coordinators. I think he'll do it more so to tell the players, "Hey, I trust you. Just make sure you try to get it." You know,
So you think he maintains the
I think he'll
same?
still do the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious about that because
Hmm.
I don't think that, I felt this season they lived by the sword and they died
Yeah,
by the
they
sword.
did. Absolutely, bro. They
So
absolutely did.
yeah, just the conversions that didn't happen, the turnovers that did happen, sealed their fate. And
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the Commanders
Hmm.
because holy
They
shit.
look
I
good.
mean, I've been talking about Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels this entire season
Hmm.
as the kid's fucking great.
He's
So
clutch, man.
yeah, yeah, he's got scary McClare. Lord God, fuck that one up. Never mind. Scary Terry McLaurin. There
Yeah,
it is.
scary Terry. Yeah,
Whew.
yeah, brother.
They got the
But
running game. They've got, and I
they got
think
a middle of the pack
other than
defense. Like that.
McLaurin, maybe Robinson. I think Robinson's still on a rookie contract. That's a young team,
Hmm.
and they have a very good chance of beating the Eagles
Hmm.
in that
Hmm.
conference championship. What do you think about that?
I think it's definitely. I think just on emotion, I'm going for the Commanders, man. I'm just gonna be real with you. Just because I'm emotional, I'm hoping they beat the Eagles. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
never wanted a team to beat the Eagles so bad. Nothing against. Well, it is. It has everything to do against Eagles fans. I hate all y'all.
You're a Dallas fan.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hate
shit
all
on
y'all.
him, Jimmy.
I hate all
This
y'all.
is our
So
show. We can say
yeah.
whatever the fuck
So
we want.
I was trying to be polite, but I'm not gonna be polite. Like y'all make me hate the Eagles. Okay, like so I hope they get the testes all on their forehead. Like I hope they get the brakes
Bad.
beat off them. Just beat down. Like they stole something twice. You know, they got caught the second time, so it's gonna take this ass whooping. That's what I hope happens. I hope the Commandos whoop their ass. That's what I hope. I'm sorry. That's all I hope. But I think
So
they have the team to do it though. I think they generally not just fucking talking out of my ass. They generally have the team. You saw it. Like they could get the ball.
it's
Fucking
there.
yeah, they get
It
5
is
turnovers
there.
created. So like they could
And
get the ball.
Hurts is hurt.
Yep.
He suffered that knee injury. He's
Hmm.
kind of limping, not 100%. I think Hurts isn't Hurts. I want to say like he's a good like passing and running quarterback, but
Hmm.
I can't say that. But I mean, he still somehow finds a way. I can't understand. I
He's
can't
he's a
figure out.
good he's a
I
good
don't.
quarterback. He's not like to me, man. Like he's not an elite quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. You give him a run game. You give him some weapons. Like
He's
he won't lose you a game. He has at times, but he tried like potentially he won't lose you the game. You know what I mean?
Jalen Hurts feels like Dak Prescott 2.0.
A little faster.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same guy. It's
Well,
just you somebody upgraded him in the
mhm.
offseason, and that now we got him. He's still not
because
great,
because
but
this what happens, man. He does kind of the same thing like Dak does. Like he'll hit these he'll it's fool's gold, man. Like he'll throw these passes, you'd be like, damn, that was a dot, man. Like I can't believe that he was able to do it. Yeah, she's back there.
I haven't.
Like he said hi.
I was like,
She's all peeking. She's got off work. But like throw dots and then passes you're supposed to make, like it's fucking either interception or nowhere around. You know what I mean? Like it's just they don't have that clutch gene. Like he did it. Like he looked good in that Super Bowl that he played. I give that game. That was probably the best. That was the first and last of his best games I've seen since. You know what I mean? Like that was a
Yeah,
great game. But
it,
then ever since it's been like, well, okay, I'm gonna lead the league after that season with turnovers. I'm gonna give you
yeah.
20 turnovers. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean,
So
my argument with Jalen Hurts is that he should be better than what
he
he is. I
should
mean,
be.
look at his wide receiving core
Look at
with
his
AJ
weapons.
Brown and Devontae, and like you've
Hmm.
got speedster, and then you got speed and body in
Hmm.
AJ Brown and mind
Yeah.
apparently because he likes to read. But
Rita.
you should. Why aren't your stats? Why aren't you throwing like your passing yards better? I mean, I get it. You got Saquon Barkley, but I mean that dude's he's gonna run the ball. He's gonna catch the ball. He's
Mhm.
gonna do whatever the fuck you ask him to do. So yeah, dude, Hurts numbers are just they don't reflect the team that he has
It's
around him.
no, and it should because the most important thing that you left out, they have a top 5 offensive line. Like their offensive line is even with one of their greatest pieces retiring, they're still
You-
up there as one of the best like offensive
you-
lines. You know what I mean? So
I
like
was
that,
about to say something
yeah.
stupid, but I'm gonna say it
Come
anyway.
on, say it.
Can you
Fuck it.
imagine Lamar Jackson in Philly?
Yeah,
What
with those
numbers he'd
weapons,
be putting up?
dude, he's getting
Holy
MVP. He's getting
Christ.
MVP now, man. Without a team, being the whole team, like he's getting. What do you think would happen? Like he has a good tight end. Better, it's an upgrade from what you got right now. I'm
He's
serious.
got one good tight end
Yeah,
now.
yeah. He has no. I'm talking. I'm just talking about like just in general. It's an upgrade to both tight ends that the Ravens had. Dallas is a better tight end than both of those tight ends that's playing for the Ravens. Like I
Yeah,
think
he's definitely better than
more
Andrews.
physical. Yeah, he's more
Doesn't
physical.
drop fucking
He he could
a bunch
pass
of
block.
game time.
Yeah, like he could pass block. He reminds me of a faster version of Jason Witten because he knows how to get open. Third and long, he'll get that first down.
The problem I have with Goddard though is his ability to stay healthy.
Yeah.
It feels like he's hurt every
Hmm.
year for at
Hmm.
least 3 or 4
Three or
games.
four games. No, he is
And
though.
it's always like he's underproductive at the beginning of the season. He has one good game, and then when he starts like to get going, he
Hmm.
gets hurt. is down 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks, and then comes back, and it just takes him a minute to, I don't know, like, but when he's in the flow, yeah, he's all over it. But it's just I can't trust him as like his body to stay ready to go every week. So yeah, dude. But as far as I think the Commanders have a very good chance of stopping the Eagles and going to the Super Bowl. Again, you got to stop Saquon.
Yeah,
If you stop
that's
Saquon,
that's the
I
problem.
think you can do it. I think
Yeah.
you can do it.
I think
But
it's gonna be
yeah,
hard,
it's going
man.
to be very hard. That's I don't. Nobody else has figured it out. So
Like he played a lot of games, man. Like
yeah,
he like the only one that stops Barkley from getting yards is Barkley. Like he sits down.
yeah.
Like that's just what it's been this whole season. Like
Dude, you see that BS? And people were saying that, of course, the NFL was scripted because Saquon slid at the end of the game.
mhm. I can
You see that?
understand why, because a lot of people took a hit. Like they would have won some money if that man would have just scored that touchdown. Like
Okay, but
I get
he's
that
not
part.
thinking like that.
It's not.
If you
He's
look at
thinking
what,
injuries.
huh?
He's thinking injuries. You know what I mean? That's what he's thinking. Injuries.
No, he clearly had the touchdown. But
Mm.
what you don't want to do is score and then give the other team a
Oh, it
chance.
was over. That game was over, John Boy. There was no. They didn't even have a chance because they had to score like 2 touchdowns. Like.
Yeah, but there's still a chance to do that. Instead, you just run out the clock. You
Mhm.
slide
Mhm.
rather than you don't put you don't put
He
the
said
ball
why he
back.
slid. Yeah, he said why he slid. He said it had nothing to do with none of that. He said the reason why he did it, he's like, I just thought about my previous injuries in my life. He's like, I could be running down there, my hamstring could pop. He's like, I could pull something and I'll be out for 3 games. And it's just when I should have sat my ass down. That's why he said that he sat down. He said it wasn't no other reason. He said he
Get the
didn't want
fuck out of here.
because of the injuries that he had in the past. He's like, I'm not. I've seen what happens trying to extend plays. He's like, you get hurt. He's like, we don't need that touchdown. He's like, so I
Huh.
sat down. Yeah, because people were talking about Vegas. They were talking about the whole Vegas thing. He's like, I
Yeah.
don't care about Vegas. He's like, it ain't
I
nothing to do with Vegas. He was like, I've been hurt. I missed games. He was like, I'm not going to miss these games coming up. He's like, I'm not missing any games. Well, winning,
I did not know that.
yeah. Like I saw it. Like I saw it on. It was on ESPN. You know, I got my little
Oh,
mug.
so it's got to be true. Those fucking
Got to be true, man.
assholes over there, Espen.
Aspens.
Espen. Oh, so
Aspens.
let's move it to the AFC then. We got, dude. I mean, it's it's like the women's college fucking March Madness. Of course, it's going to be number one versus number two in the AFC. That's just how it works out.
Mm-hmm.
We got number one Chiefs hosting the Buffalo Bills.
Mm.
Give me your thoughts, Jimmy.
I want a good game.
You're going to get a good game.
I just think that. All right, so I just think that I'm waiting for Josh Allen to show up. I'm waiting for him to show up, man. Like he has never won. I don't think that did that dude ever win a AFC championship yet?
No,
Yeah.
no, they
Like,
haven't. Because remember all the little
no,
memes
no,
of
I
Stephon
know.
Diggs standing on the sidelines, like Stephon still
Yeah,
sitting there.
I was just saying that because I wanted the world to see that that man won the lights. Like, because we know the other quarterback. Like, I ain't saying he has help, but that dude's clutch.
He had help last game. We talked about that. I agree.
If they have it again, then I'm gonna speak on it again. But I'm not gonna say that it's gonna happen. And like I said, it's not because of what they're doing. They're not doing it. The NFL's doing it. But at the same time, like Mahomes, like he's built for this. Like he has proven it over and over again with no receivers, no run game. One year he didn't have a run game. The next year he didn't have a receiving core. You know what I mean? Like, and he still produces. You know, like it's just
Yeah,
like he's just built different, man. I think just him.
they kind of got the band back
Mhm.
together in KC this year. They
Yeah.
brought back Kareem Hunt. They brought
Mhm.
back Jew Poop Shooter,
Poop shoot.
Smith Schuster. I hate fucking saying
He
that
just
name.
need to catch the damn ball.
Yeah, he never could. He was like
Catch the damn ball, man.
that fucking guy from MVS
Mm-hmm.
from Green Bay.
But you got playoff Kelsey back. That's a different breed right there in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, it
Like
shows up when you need him to show
he's
up.
like Jimmy Butler
In the
man.
middle of the goddamn field
Yeah.
between the hashes. I don't understand why linebackers aren't covering this guy.
He knows how to
What
get
the
open.
fuck?
Yeah,
You
he
know
knows
where
how
he's
to.
gonna be.
Dude knows how to get
I
open,
can
man. Like
tell you.
you've seen in our lifetime, we have. That's how you separate the great tight ends from like the regular tight ends because you have tight ends that maybe not the fastest. Like, come on, man, Kelsey, he ain't fast. Like
No,
he
he's
ain't
a white
like
boy, dude.
he
He
was.
ain't fast.
4 years ago, he wasn't fast. He ain't gonna be fast now. Like
No.
4 years ago, he wasn't really fast, but he knows how to get open. Like he knows how to get that separation from that cornerback, that linebacker, that safety, whatever it may be. So in the playoffs, man, like I said, man, that dude's just different. Like there's certain players that do it. Like Jimmy Butler does it for Miami every playoff. Like he just if it's in the playoff, that man's gonna go off and he's gonna carry the team for you.
Are you talking basketball now? Did you
Well,
just bring up an NBA reference?
I'm just talking about reference. Like he
Jimmy
reminds me,
Buckets?
they're
I
both,
know about
they're
Jimmy
both,
Buckets. I was a
they're
Bulls fan.
they're both similar, man. They
I'm
both,
still a Bulls fan, but I
yeah, they
was
got
so
clutch.
mad when I wanted them to build the team around him
Hmm.
before they traded his ass to the
Hmm.
fucking Minnesota Timberwolves. Fucking
Well,
stupid ass Chicago.
and
They
that didn't
wanted to
work
keep
out.
Derrick Rose, that glass
Well,
man
that's what. Well,
motherfucker.
the problem is, man, Jimmy has a tendency of like thinking that he's an organization. He did it in Chicago. He did it in Minnesota. He wanted to run practices. He
But I'm
wanted to
saying
tell
he
the
had the
coach what to
numbers.
do. He did.
He had
But
the
still,
numbers.
you're a player, man. Like, come on, man. Like, you're a player, man. Like, you're a player. That ain't your
He ain't a
job.
player. He just fucks a lot.
But they're totally off subject. But that's who Kelsey reminds me of. Like, Kelsey reminds me of him.
So do you think Kansas City wins then?
I think they
Against the
do.
Bills?
I think it's going to be a close game.
Because I started thinking, I was like, well, the factors of playing playoff football
Mhm.
in Kansas City, which means January,
Yeah.
is
It, it,
cold,
it doesn't bother
wind.
them.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Cold, wind,
Yeah.
crowd,
Mm-hmm.
all things that Bills players and fans are fucking used to.
Yeah, they don't.
So
Yeah.
it is in the most even matchup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
So
hear the
cute.
dog?
Yeah, so
I'm gonna
cute.
let her out. Talk about this. Talk amongst yourselves.
Look, see, Charlie. Charlie, tell him, girl. Tell her, girl. You hear the dog? You hear the puppy dog? Come on, Charlie. Come on. Yeah, my dog's just over here
So,
laying. Now I woke her up.
so yeah, we got Chiefs Bills
Mm-hmm.
later.
All
The
right.
most even matchup gonna be. I'm expecting a great game. I'm
Yeah.
wondering
I think it's going to be a
what the
lot like the
weather's gonna be
last game.
like.
Yeah, that's another question. They both could play in the snow. It don't matter. They're both built for that kind of weather. Like they both got semi good running game.
I think if there's actual snow on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
like they have to shovel and
Mm-hmm.
whatever in between quarters, I think that benefits the Bills more than it does the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're built better as a team to play in snowy weather.
Well, usually
Um,
oh, go
but
ahead.
not just cold.
Yeah.
Cold is different. Cold, it's an even matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with snow on the field, wet balls, that kind of thing, slippery surface, I think the Bills are better.
Well, that's usually when Mahomes usually starts running. Like he starts stretching the field. Like he'll do that slow man run and get
Yeah.
16 yards, man. You know what I'm saying? Slide up right out of bounds. But that's every time like it gets sloppy, that's what he does because he's able to get down the field, man.
Do
Especially
you think
fucking
do you think the refs are going to be a little bit more with that with the running the ball of Pat Mahomes based off the
oh
last
yeah.
game because
Oh no,
the
like
internet blew up about the Chiefs last game because of
Man,
Mahomes pulling up
because
short.
there was no contact there, and they should have reviewed that and saw there was no contact.
Yeah.
Like I think that's why I'm irritated with it because they initiated where they have a person in New York. That is their job. They review safety concerts, like whether it's be like, hey, that dude, put him in the tent, he might be concussed. Take care of him, or if it's like, look at that play, two players hit each other, Mahomes didn't even get touched. Okay, yeah,
And
bring that back. Pick that flag up.
you,
They
you
did.
have to you have to think that there's a meeting going on somewhere in the NFL, at least with the NFL referee organization,
Mm-hmm.
been like, okay, we already appointed who's going to be calling this game next week.
Yeah,
Look, we know Mahomes does this. We
yeah.
know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming I'm hoping these meetings happen just like
Mm-hmm.
team meetings and practices happen, that the referees get together and they're like, look, we need to be on the lookout for this.
Yeah.
We need to be on the lookout for that. And I'm not, it kind of sounds like it's
Mm-hmm.
profiling, but also
Yeah.
maybe it should be
Just
allowed
a
in
little bit.
sports
Just a little bit.
because, there's money on the line. There's
Yeah.
people gambling and uh, I mean, it's all over the damn
No.
place. You watch a game, every third commercial is a FanDuel or somebody talking about a betting site. So I would assume that these refs are having these meetings and talking.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that they chill out a little bit and
I don't.
allow
I don't know, man.
people
It's
to,
like like that's hard to tell because like we saw it, man. It's plain as day last week, and I think that's why like everybody went up in arms because they're like you seen that, and everybody's saying the same thing. I said it's like you hired somebody, like they got one job. They got one literally. They got one job. That's their only job, man, to make sure that hey, this looks iffy. Let's review it.
and I
And not
think
even
they're really gonna have to use that this week because
yeah.
you have two quarterbacks who are mobile,
Mm-hmm.
who are running quarterbacks, but their style of running is way different.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes is that
More,
trickery,
I'm gonna
pull
try
up.
to. I'm more
I'm
like
gonna fake.
like a lizard, kind
He's
of like.
gonna he's more a basketball player. He wants
Mm-hmm.
to go around you. He
Yeah.
wants to cross you over, kind of thing. Whereas Josh Allen is,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna snowplow you. I'm gonna
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
lower my shoulder
I'm gonna
and
push through
hit
you.
you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to take the side
Mm.
of the rest, but I mean, they're
We'll see.
professionals. Fuck
Yeah,
them. Hold on.
nah,
Let me
nah,
backtrack. Fuck them. They're
nah.
professionals.
Yeah, fuck. They get
They
paid,
should
man.
know better.
They
They
make they
should know
weigh
better and should
too
be
much
able to
money.
call this game
Yeah,
appropriately,
too
knowing
much
that
money.
both these quarterbacks are those type of style of running. But I do think it is a lot harder to call that game
Hmm.
because of the way that they both run the
Yeah,
ball.
yeah. It's gonna be
That's,
difficult. I
yeah.
think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a lot. I think both defenses, they've been playing fairly okay. You know what I mean? They've been making stops. They've been giving up yards, but they've been making stops when they need to make stops. And I think it's going to be a lot like that Texan game, how it was in the beginning, where it was like back and forth, back and forth. You know, a couple points separating the lead. You know, they're one possession away, pretty much, from deciding who's going to win. I think that's what it's kind of going to be like again. And
So do you
then
think the Chiefs
until
pull it out
until
and feel
until
okay?
until people get involved and probably change the outcome.
So who do you give the game to?
I'm going with the Chiefs, man. I just I don't think you're gonna be able to beat home field, Arrowhead. You know,
How
Mahomes, like Mahomes. You know, it's just like,
excuse me. How
uh
fun would it be to see a Chiefs
oh,
Commanders Super Bowl?
that would be great.
That would be fucking great.
I would
Like
just be
I mean,
happy with
I
the
love the Bills.
Commanders, man.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. But
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see. Oh, I want to see the Commanders get there and take down the Titans
that'd be
that
great.
are the Chiefs and watch the Commanders
Mm.
become America's new fucking favorite team because they would destroy the hate that everyone has for the Chiefs. Dude,
Oh,
could you imagine? Like, okay, look, if the Bills beat the Chiefs, everyone still hates the Chiefs,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Doesn't matter. Chiefs go to the Super Bowl and get beat by the Commanders. Nobody cares about the Chiefs
Mm.
anymore. It's all about the Commanders,
Yeah, they're
right?
gonna talk. It's all about Daniels, man. That's a,
That's
yeah.
that's a great fucking story. I would love to see that happen.
But Quinn's the head coach, man.
Yeah.
He col- he
He's still
col-
salty
yeah.
about him. He's
He
still
collapses, brother. What happened? What happened? What happened against the Patriots?
So okay, so you think
What happened against Atlanta and New England?
well, you're gonna have to come closer to the mic, Jimmy. Sit up.
I'm sorry. So let's talk about the Atlanta and New England game, the Super Bowl. You remember that?
Okay.
What happened?
Yeah. I remember. I missed the entire second half
Yeah,
because I
he
passed out.
collapsed.
Yeah, that's the 23 to
Yeah.
6. Yeah.
What happened to the Green
Just-
Bay game when it was his sole duty to run that defense? What happened?
Well, see, Jimmy, you're digging deep. You're gonna have to fucking tell me.
48, 48, 48 fucking 36 unanswered point, but 48 points.
But how many times has he won in between these?
I'm talking about big games. I'm talking about when it comes to big. I'm talking about he's a winner. He's a winner.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like when it comes down to the games that matter, the championship type games. He falls apart. He chokes, man.
Jimmy, he just had a championship type game last week, and they fucking showed the fuck up.
Let's see what happens next game in the Super Bowl. I
Every
just think that
Super
he's going to collapse again, man, because that's
Bowl.
what
I
he's
get
done
it.
every time.
I
I
get it.
love him,
Yeah.
and I'm spiteful. I love
That's
him.
what I'm saying. There's a little bit of
I
salt in
love
there,
him.
Jimmy.
It is. It's a lot of salt, but I love him, man. But it's just like what he did with our defense. Because this is the whole thing, man. Like last year, Dallas, 85% of all defensive plays were man. The whole game he changed over to zone and didn't change out of it, and that's why we're getting torched. People are wide open catching touchdowns. That man still didn't change it. Like so, yeah, spiteful, man, spiteful.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can hate Dan Quinn all you want,
I
but
don't
you
hate
gotta
him, man. I
love
like
that
him.
Commander roster.
I like
That
him. I like
team,
the
those
team.
boys, they deserve this.
I told you I want them to beat the Eagles, but I think they're going to lose if they play the Chiefs. I just think.
Well, son of a bitch. Hit me with another topic before we head out of here.
Come on, let's see what we got, my brother. Let's talk. We talked about that. We
Do a
talked.
titty dance for it.
Oh. Let's. So we're jumping back. We're jumping back, man. We talked a little bit about NFL. I'm going to talk about. We ain't talk about the fucking nil, man. Like I want to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's get
let's
back
talk.
in it.
Let's get back into the nil. We left out the important part.
The
You see how
Carson's back. Fucking
that ain't shit. That ain't shit. Like this is like you think Carter Beck ain't that important. You want to know how I know he's not that important? Because we're talking money right now.
tell me. I
So
love money.
so Duke signed a quarterback for 2 years. The highest paid nil player in college football. He's the highest paid. $8
Okay.
million dollars like he's making $8 million over 2 years.
What's his rating in the
Nothing. Like, dude, like nothing. Like I
is
don't
he
understand why this dude like Darren
is,
Mensah,
is he a hometown hero? Is he like
brother.
I don't who the fuck lives around Duke? I don't think anyone lives around
I
Duke.
don't know like I do, but like Duke don't create anything, man. You know what Duke creates? Daniel Jones.
Duke
That's what they create. So I don't pay attention to their quarterbacks, man. Yeah, Daniel Jones, Duke. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. Like, why are you paying so much money to a guy who's not even who are your scouts? Why
No, like perspective, like Arch Manning on his 2 year contract making $6.6 million. You know what I mean? Like, is that dude better? Like, I'm Googling him right now, man, because I forgot to do
right?
that
Like
because I was
I
pulling.
mean, I've never heard of the guy, so I
Me
wouldn't
either.
assume that he's better.
Mm.
And why the fuck are you going to Duke? Like, I get the nil, I get the amount of money, but is it that strong that you? I mean, I guess everyone has a price, but you can get pulled to a school that isn't going to give you the national attention. Like you're not going to be on TV a lot as a Duke football player.
Mm-hmm.
So going there being it's got to be just about the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
It
it.
has to be, man. And they have the money to spend because they got basketball, man. They got that basketball booster money, man. Like they
Does
got
that
Coach K money. Yeah.
wait? Does Nil transfer over to college basketball too?
It's everything, man.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's for
fucking god! I didn't even think of
if they
that.
got hockey, it's hockey too, man. Like it's everything. Yeah, like no, like the
I
highest
thought it was
paid.
just football.
No, like the highest paid athlete for nil is like number 8, and it's Flagstaff. I think his name's like Flag or some shit like that. I
Randall
can't
Flagg
like
from
the
Stephen King's The Stand.
yeah fucking the fuck is what school does he play for?
What sport does he play?
He plays basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like a power forward. Like
Probably
I,
Gonzaga.
dude, I know this because I was just watching him the other night.
East Coast, West Coast. What are you talking about?
He's on the East Coast. He's on the East Coast.
Oh, Syracuse.
I want to say he plays for Duke. I want to say he plays for Duke.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say
UNC now, like, oh, does UNC bat? What? So what happens to?
Oh, he
I
all
still
right,
don't understand Mill.
so the dude we're talking about, he came from Carolina, man. He came from
Okay.
Carolina. Yeah, so he transferred out of Carolina. He left and because he knew that he was about to lose his job to this fucking redshirt freshman. Like this freshman about to take his fucking that dude's starting. Like this the young kid. Can you imagine that? We're talking about the nil. Fucking Bryce Baker, the kid coming out of high school. You
Yeah.
imagine how much nil he gonna have, man?
Too much.
Just being because he's a top 3. And that dude,
Well,
that's why that dude jumped ship, man.
inflation.
Yeah, that's why that dude jumped ship. He was like, fuck this, I'm out. He's like, I'm about to lose my job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jimmy, we're gonna get right back into this after our pee break.
go ahead, brother, pee it up. You all right? You okay? You
Dude,
good?
I
Come on.
spell relief PEE.
My man.
Woo.
Yes, sir.
Dude, my balls were heavy with piss.
That's
Heavy.
great.
Heavy balls.
Glad you relieved your heavy balls, my friend.
Oh, dude, I just whoa. Do you know the little trick when you get older? Like when you grab
Oh, I
behind
thought,
your ball sack
whew.
and you give it a press? Like not the actual taint, but just behind the balls.
You figure your booty off?
Huh? No.
That's behind your tape.
Yeah,
Behind
no,
your
no,
tape.
no. Forward, dude. Forward. Just behind the sack, behind the testes. Like when you get done peeing, dude, just
What are
give
we
it a
doing?
press. Just give it a press. Just go beep,
Brother,
beep, and it'll
what are
go.
we doing? My man.
You will
Thank you.
say,
I don't know if I'm ever going to try that, John Boy, but I
you're
appreciate
gonna
the
do it.
info, my brother. I
Do it.
appreciate my poor girl, my baby girl's ear. She heard you talking about, look at her, she's scared. She's like, Daddy, he was talking about ball sacks and putting the finger in the booty hole.
I didn't talk about putting no nothing. I'm not against it. I'm not gonna kink shame, but
Hey, hey, all right. But no, all right. So that dude I was talking about, he's from
it
Tulane,
cleans the
man.
butt.
He was from Tulane. He was from Tulane.
Oh,
He
the
was
green
yeah,
wave.
yeah. He was from the Wave. So yeah, he's making more money. Like Beck's only making 4.4 million to be with his girlfriend.
Yeah, well, I think it's up to like close to like 8 million or something now with all the extra nil.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw something like that. I don't know. These kids are just making so
So
like
much. But it's
cool.
a contract now. At least as we know now, it's like you have people that got 2 years, 3 years, 4-year contracts now. But they have to. But I wonder if like, are they obligated? Can another school come in and be like, "Hey, man, I know they're paying you like 3 million, but we'll give you fucking 5." You know what I mean?
Transfer
That's what I'm
portal.
saying.
I
How does
fucked
that
it up.
like? Do you just like have to finish out that year and the next year be like, "All right, I'll see you next year. Let me get my 4 million this year. I'll see you
Right?
next year." You know what I mean? Like how's I can't wait to see because I think this year, like once now that college football's over, that they're going to adjust the contracts for the nil on because too many people. I think Marshall kind of opened people's eyes. Is like we cannot have this. We cannot have whole teams leaving where they can't even play a bowl because they don't have the personnel.
Well,
You know what I
that's
mean?
transfer portal that
Yeah.
we're talking now, not nil.
No, but
Yeah.
most of the reason why people are transferring is because of the nil because they're making more
You
money.
get money.
So
Yeah.
you have to have some type of contract established, so situations you at least finish out the rest of the year. Unless there's an extended situation where the team wants you to go and you want to go and you're not doing any playing time, but for you to like outright and just quit.
I think
Because you said it last week on the podcast, man. Like I wasn't there, but you said it, man. Like how much money they lost because they weren't able to like play in a bowl game. They make crazy money on bowl games, man. You
I
know what I mean?
think I think where the NCAA has to step in, and I hate saying it like that because
Mhm.
they're such a shit organization that has been stealing, just
Yeah.
making all this money from
Yeah.
these kids for whatever pennies on the dollar. They need to, as far as the nil, like that'll figure that stuff. We'll work
Mhm.
on that every year because money is very tricky when it comes to
Yeah. It
the
just needs to be a contract, some type of
but
contract connected to
I,
that.
I think where they can make a difference is in the TP, in the
Mhm.
transfer portal. That's something they can control.
Mhm.
If you can control the portal, you stop these guys from jumping ship to try and make more money somewhere
Mhm.
else, right? So, I mean, if you put, like whatever sanctions, I don't
Mhm.
know what the fucking correct terms are.
Mhm.
Like if you get in the TP and you are accepted, you have to say, or you can. I mean, because nil is name, image, and likeness,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So that's it. Doesn't matter if you're playing or not. It that allows somebody like, and this is my understanding, that when you go to that school, like a local car dealership can come up to you and be like, "Hey, will you be in a commercial?
Yeah.
And we'll pay you this amount of money," and they can do that now because of nil, right? Is that am I understanding it correctly that way, or at least a portion thereof?
Well, I think that's separate. That's separated. Like so when they could actually because that's kind of what like Travis Hunter did. He had sponsors and endorsements, and then he also
Yeah.
had TikTok, and he made his money that way. And it was disconnected from the nil because Travis, like that dude. I know you hate him, but this is some cool shit I found out. That motherfucker played like he got like 5 million something like that, whatever. He gave it to players on his team that didn't have any nil contracts. So
Okay.
like he paid 15 people his
Let me
whole
get
his whole nil that he got from fucking going to Colorado. He
That's
paid them.
fantastic.
Yeah,
And
he
I
paid
would like
them.
to go on the record that Jimmy, I don't hate the guy. I don't think he was deserving
We're not gonna do
of
that.
the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Because
Okay.
if you, my next subject was going to get into this whole kind of like draft thing.
Okay, come on.
Um, yeah, and with him potentially going number one to the Tennessee Titans, do they draft him as a wide receiver or a cornerback?
I think they will probably be the one of the only franchises because it's a dumpster fire down there. I'm just being real. That
Yeah.
will attempt to try to let that man play both ways.
Why? You
I
can't
just
do
I
that in the
just I
NFL.
just I just think that they will fucking try it out. I think they
Jimmy,
would try it out, dude.
he
Because like it's like this. It's like this because the man already said that like he's not playing with a team that doesn't allow him to at least they'll put him in there as a sub package for a nickel set or a dime set and just have a sub package in there
so
for
they
him.
scheme up a couple plays for him, the kind of way that like New England used to
Hmm.
write up offensive lineman fucking touchdown
You
plays or some
because
shit,
you like
or Mike Vrabel fucking
you
plays.
you have to play him like you see the thing is like you don't agree with the stats that what he did like on the defense side that defensive prowess that he had that even though you think it's not because if you want I'll explain the numbers again but like
No, no, you don't have
but
to.
yeah because like
Because I knew you were going to bring this up, and I
no
want to talk about it.
yeah like so his whole like the way that he played on the defensive side, that's an impact player, man. Like that's you kind of need that in the NFL. You need somebody that's a game changer, man. And he's shown it when he had the opportunity to be thrown at that he
So,
accomplished that. You know what I mean?
okay, and this is in college.
Okay.
This is Big 12 football.
Hmm. I think he needs, first off, before we go any further,
You think
he
that
needs to add about 15, 20 pounds of muscle if he's going to play both ways.
that's what I'm saying. Like Jimmy,
He needs to
if
get
you're a
bigger.
number one pick, all right, and you're not a quarterback, or hell, the way the Jack's been working, period. If you're a number one pick, I'm assuming you're NFL ready right now, right?
Mhm.
So do you think that if the Tennessee Titans take Travis Hunter and he plays in the AFC, do you think he can cover any of those wide receivers like Jamar Chase? Do you think he can cover him one-on-one? No, absolutely not.
Well, you can't say no. Like you can't say no because you're acting like this dude gets burnt up down in the field.
He's
No,
going to.
I'm gonna tell you, like his numbers are speaking. They speak, even though you don't agree with them. They speak because if you only thrown 30, I'm gonna break the numbers down to you.
They
If you
speak in college.
hold on, hear me out. Yeah, but like, hear me out. Like, come on, man. Like,
He's going to get burnt in the NFL if he plays
dude,
cornerback.
that's like saying that any person that comes as a cornerback in the NFL is gonna get burnt by everybody, and that's not the fact. That's not
Not
the
every
fact, though.
one of them
That's
is the
not the fact,
Heisman
though.
Trophy #1 overall pick, Jimmy. That's what I'm getting at.
So,
If
like,
if if I draft Travis Hunter #1 overall, I expect him to be able to cover Jamar Chase.
okay,
No
so I'm
problem.
gonna break it down why there's a reason why he can cover them. So you may not
Yeah.
agree. You may not agree with the numbers. I'm gonna run it one more time. 36 times this man was passed to. 36 in a 10-game season. 11 of those were broken up. So now we're only talking about 25 passes, and 4 of those were interceptions. So now we're only talking about 21 times that man was thrown to. So that in 10 games, that man got thrown to 3 times a game. If you're not telling me that ain't a shutdown cornerback, like I don't know what it is. Quarterbacks are not throwing to him. They're not throwing to him, man. Name me a quarterback in the NFL or in college football that only got the ball thrown his way 3 times.
I don't like Jimmy. Like he's won the Heisman. I'm
Yeah.
not arguing that. I'm just saying that when he gets the NFL, it's
He
that
needs to get on the
whatever
program.
talent that earned him the Heisman in college
Brother.
is not going to
Brother.
transfer
So
over to the
but
NFL.
the
And
thing is,
time is gonna tell. I've been right about Jaden
uh,
Daniels. I've been right about fucking everything else this entire goddamn season,
so
and I'm right about this too.
brother, you could speak on like Jaden Daniels and all that. We both talked about that when it first came. Like I was the one telling you he had the highest completion rating in the NFL. I'm the one that told you that he had the lowest count in INTs for the season. So like you're talking like I didn't say that Jaden was going to be good. I spoke on that too, brother. What I'm saying is like right now, what we're talking about this kid,
Yeah.
he's obviously got to get under a coach that's going to train him, coach him up for the NFL.
Now
Because
you're making
because
excuses for him.
everybody,
You're already
dude,
making
no, I'm not
excuses
making
for him.
excuses. Everybody got to adapt to the NFL. You got to have a quality coach to adapt. You
But
have
what,
to. You
Jimmy,
have
what
to.
I'm saying is
So
when you're #1 overall
if Chase
Heisman, the
say it like this,
expectation is you are NFL ready.
so let me tell you like this.
NFL ready.
So if Chase went to a different team without Burrows, you think he'll be playing the same way right now? You think
Did
that he
Chase go #1
so
overall?
if he went Tannehill, if he went to fucking go play with Tannehill, would he have the same kind of skill set that you have right now? No, man. Like you adapt, you get coached
You're
up,
just
you
making
get.
that up now.
But what I'm saying,
That's speculation.
bro, like you're speculating. Like you can't say I'm speculating when you're speculating. You're saying
But
that this man
I'm
is
telling you,
not going to adapt.
time will tell with me
Yeah,
that
like
Travis Hunter will not be what he is supposed to be coming out of college
if that
in the
kid,
NFL.
the pure athlete that kid was in college, man, if he is coached up with a good coordinator, with a good defensive scheme, he's gonna be a quality defensive player, man. Like you can't
Jimmy,
be
you
that
can
kind of
say that about
athlete.
any player going in the top 10. If he has a good coach and he has this and he has that, if he has it all set up, what I'm saying is #1 overall Heisman Trophy winner
He's not gonna
needs
go
to
number
be
one, brother.
NFL
Like I
ready.
hate to tell you that,
That's what it tells you. That's what it tells me.
he's
That's
not,
my expectation.
brother. He's not going number one. He's probably not going another one. They need a quarterback, man.
Good.
The
Then we
Titans
don't need to
need
have
a
this
quarterback.
conversation.
If you think the quarterback they got is the answer, they need a quarterback. They're not going for a person that plays both sides of the ball, man. Like
Okay, then we
you
don't
get
need
what
to
I'm saying?
discuss Travis Hunter. My argument was that if you're gonna go pick him number 1 overall, that he needs to start immediately
We
as a
we
wide
we
receiver or
already said
quarterback.
that. Like we already said that he probably wasn't going to go number one. We said that probably more than
No.
I thought because of that team needing. It's either there's two teams that this guy's going to either go to, like Shador. Either he'll end up going there because there ain't gonna be no other quarterback that gets in front of him because there ain't no quarterback that play better than him. Like
I
with
hope
what he
Shador
has.
gets away from his
Like,
father and
but
just
like
is allowed to shine.
I think that he's either if they don't pick him up, like I don't know what Tennessee's going to do, man, because they're a dumpster fire since they started getting rid of people, man. So like I don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
Once
Like
they got rid of Vrabel, it's just
it just
been
everything went to
yeah.
shit. Like I think that I could see Hunter going to the Giants. I could see him going fucking with the number 3 pick to the fucking Giants. That's where I
Instead,
see that man going because they need help on both sides, man. They need
yeah.
receivers and they need fucking a fucking defensive back. Whether or not
So,
they put them at this one or this one, we don't know. But
so
they
you're
need both.
telling me
They need both pieces. You know what I
you're
mean?
telling me that the New York Giants stick with Daniel Jones
No,
and
they don't have Daniel Jones. But like, who are they going? Who are they going to get? Because
Shador?
I think Shador is going to be gone with the number 1 pick unless they trade up. I think Tennessee need a quarterback more than they need a switchblade player. Like just look at their quarterback situation since Tannehill left.
Yeah. But what
You know what I mean? So they're
I don't
going to
know.
go
If I
for a
was
quarterback.
Tennessee, maybe I would be thinking more Cam Ward than I would be
I,
Shador.
I wouldn't because like he's like has a worse completion rating, less yards. And you could
Yeah.
say, well, he played for Buffalo. It doesn't matter, man.
Yeah,
Like
but if you coach him up and you get the right
I deserve that. But
Yeah.
no, like seriously, dude, like Cam Ward, you'll be a damn fool to pick that dude up, man. Like
Yeah,
you be
I
like
don't like the guy either.
I think he's going to be that quarterback because they always have one quarterback in the draft that drops, and I think
Yeah.
it's going to be Cam. I think Dylan gets picked before Cam. I hate to say it like that. I don't.
Oh, I believe it.
Especially after what he did. No fucking organization wants that man to be the head of his fucking franchise.
I think
He's
Dylan
stacked.
Gabriel is one of the better like NFL ready quarterbacks coming
With the
out
spread
of
offense,
the
it's just
draft.
it makes sense with the spread offense that he runs. But like, let's be real though. Like, what happens to those quarterbacks?
Yeah. I mean, there haven't been a lot of hits
So
lately
I'm just,
anyway.
I ain't want to put it like that, man. But like, I just don't.
Yeah.
I think Shadur, like, he's gonna be the first quarterback taken. I think he's gonna get taken, and then I don't know what's gonna happen after that, man. Like, did you see the
Nobody
draft?
does.
Did you see the fucking draft?
Yeah, I've seen the Mel Kiper's like
Yeah.
mock draft, and that's what I brought up with like, Tennessee's sitting at the number 1 spot,
Mm-hmm.
and it was saying that like they were gonna take Hunter, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
why would I don't know. I don't want to get into him anymore.
Yeah, that don't make any sense. You know how I feel. I just feel
He's
like my thing with him, man. Like I'm beating a dead horse. Is just I felt like even though he got the Heisman, people are still shitting on him. Like he's not good at one of the other positions. Like he's mediocre at both, and he was fairly good at both, man. Like he was ranked 4th in receivers, and then I told you about what he did on defense. But I get it, man. I get it.
I
Like
think that Penn State defensive end needs to go a little bit higher.
yeah. No, I
Like
think they're
that
tied
needs to
end.
be
I think their fucking tight end is going to be
higher than what is his name is Abdullah or whatever. I
Carter.
forget his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Carter.
Carter
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Penn
yeah,
State. That dude's a
yeah,
beast.
yeah,
Notre Dame stopped him, but I
yeah.
mean that dude's a beast.
He's a beast, man. He's a beast. Like I like me personally. I like that tight end they got, man. That tight end's gonna fucking break the mold of what new tight end's supposed to be. Like this
There's
kid.
there's a lot of tight ends in the NFL
No, but
right
not
now
like
that are
but this dude fucking almost
yeah.
had 1,300 yards receiving, man, as a tight
Yeah.
end. And
Well,
he blocks. And he
I think the
blocks.
game is changing, Jimmy.
Yeah.
That we're seeing that a lot more. Tight ends becoming
Mhm.
these pass catching guys,
Yeah.
but also good blockers.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, because I mean, I think we discussed it in the past. That it
Mm-hmm.
used to be you were a blocking tight end or you were a catching tight end.
Mm-hmm.
You
He
know, so
was
you would go out to pass
he
coverage.
the
But
last
now these guys have adapted. They're like
yeah.
they're both. They
Mm-hmm.
can stay in and block.
Mm-hmm.
They can go
Yeah.
out and catch passes, and
And
it's
that and that's what needs to happen. Oh shit. There we go.
yeah.
I got you plugged in now. My shit was making noise. I'm like, oh shit, my cord came undone. But no, like you saw fucking number 44, man, for Penn State. You saw him last. He was the only bright spot on Penn State last game
Yeah.
they played. Like that kid was balling, man. Like, but no, Carter's gonna be a beast. Carter's gonna be a beast. Like I think this. I can't wait for the draft, man. I ain't
Dude,
lying
it's
to
gonna
you.
be a good time.
Like,
We
hey,
may have to do like
draft
a
party.
recording of like the first round or something, or
Yeah,
at least the first
definitely the first
round.
round. Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Dude, you see how
Because
long the
then,
first round? The first round's like 2 hours, man. So
yeah,
uh,
well, it's like maybe like the first 15 or first 10,
yeah,
something
top
like that.
15. Yeah, top
Or
15.
talk shit on each one of the players as soon as
What?
they pick.
Where's the Dolphins pick at?
Dude, see, now you're making me look like an asshole fan. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're right. You're right. What was their record? What was their record?
God damn it,
I'm
Jimmy.
sorry, dog.
I'm,
Like I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. I'm
it's
trying.
not good.
Help! Help!
It's my first year. It's
Help!
my,
Help!
I'm
I'm
new.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm
new.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, here we go. 8 and 9.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but we were second to Buffalo in the fucking division, so
Oh,
whatever. We'll
okay.
number 2. Who does
Nah,
number 2 work
you
for?
should be right there where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, I love you. I'm gonna get to editing because I got 2 new types of fucking
Come on.
software to do, and I'm gonna create shorts, and hopefully we get some funny stuff, dude.
What's up?
I'll talk to you next week.
All right, homie.
Hold on.